Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And where to start? First of all, I saw a video this morning. And again, people are clout chasing, so take it with a grain of salt. Videos of a Nat G driving, look like an officer. Subtitles on the screen. It says, "We won't obey unlawful order. Everything we're doing is a lawful order. We know we're out of our lane." Now, try to empathize greatly first with people that are being used, right? The National Guard, for example. And I want to take into account visual things I've seen with my eyeballs. Not everyone's armed. So that's a giveaway right there that ought to immediately first let you know a few things. First of all, those weapons aren't loaded. It's all a dog and pony show. Here we are, like 48 hours in, a flag burning in. That veteran's been released, by the way. Thank you, Jay. Okay. I went to the veterans protest March 14th where multiple veterans, a Vietnam vet, a Gulf War era vet, I'm pretty sure an Iraq, Afghanistan, OIF, OEF vet, all turned their flags upside down to display disorder. And I wanted to tell you these couple of stories. They're real. It really happened. I got witnesses. Some of them are maybe not very happy with me right now, but while I was on active duty, there was a guy that, man, he'd really been through it. Remember, I always tell people I was in the Marine Corps infantry. I ain't no war hero, but I know some, and one of them that I know was really struggling when he came back. And he and I, first he tried to bully me, but he was just too small. And so he like chest up to me and fell down, that kind of shit. And then he was like, you know what, maybe we should be friends. And I talked to him, and as a result of our conversations, people came to talk to me and said, we're delighted with your ability to like overcome differences and talk with your fellow Marines. We think this one might have some psychological issues and should never carry a gun again. What do you think about that? And I didn't ever give them an answer. They made the decision on their own. He peacefully was like, yeah, that's cool. That's not a story about how I ratted on him. No, that was a story about how he told me a lot of what happened when he was in Iraq and about how he felt, and other people overheard it and took it to their leadership and up the chain of command, and somebody came over to investigate, and that person was not allowed to carry a firearm anymore. And I think about the things that he talked about. And a lot of it was negligent discharge, shooting dogs. Basically, I hate to use the word terrorize, but basically, while I was on active duty, a war hero told war stories, and his war stories were about him being blatantly irresponsible with his firearm, and the military took away his ability to carry a weapon. And I mean, he obviously like processed out, he didn't stay in the Marine Corps, all that shit. So I just want to make sure that I first say, if you are feeling some type of way, like if you lean politically some type of way, you might want to just not draw your firearm at all. What I am worried about as somebody that was in the infantry is one of these people getting sassed, which is what it is when like somebody walks up to you and is like, why are you here? What are your orders? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Type shit. Understand, and again, this is sort of towards the National Guards people, that you're effectively an occupying force, and this is what it feels like. So one of the things that I would do if I was in charge, and I wasn't, I was just a lowly lance corporal, just a lowly lance colonel, I would stand you down and take your weapons away, because if not everyone's got weapons, then no one should have weapons. And I just told you about how there are people on active duty who aren't allowed to have a weapon anymore. And I think that there's going to be a lot more of those, because I have a feeling that somebody's going to catch a butt stroke. Somebody's going to get pistol whipped. And it's just the nature of the gun not having a bullet. And again, I'm trying to say none of those National Guards people should be there, much less should they have firearms. And I'm just saying, in the Marine Corps, we like order, right? Where everyone has the same issue, or the same outfit, or the same. Everybody drew pistol and primary, right? So, because not everybody has the same primary weapon. Not everybody gets M4. Some people get machine guns. Or an A-rated weapon. An A-frame. Sorry, let me back up. M-rated A-frame. Anyway, but yeah, they can take your gun away. So I would keep that in mind. That if not everyone has to have it, then why does anyone have it? And then if anyone's going to draw, everyone should draw. And if not everyone that's out there can draw a firearm, should they be there? And then it unravels from there. And I'm trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to be thorough as somebody that's like thoughtful. I'm thoughtful, and I was in the Marine Corps infantry, and I just told you a story about, do you see how it just takes a few words and it could like completely lose your ability to carry a firearm ever again? And how I don't think that they have bullets in their guns, because you would have to go to the ammo dump to get ammo, right? You don't get bullets where you get your gun. That's not how that works. The armory doesn't hand out ammo. So they might have clips in their, like mags and clips in their weapons, but they ain't got bullets in them. And again, I'd love to have one of the people in DC that knows anyone that's got a weapon out, make them show you their bullets. Where are your bullets? Okay, so you would never draw that firearm, you never aim down at an American. It would never happen in a million years, right? No, we're trained that will never happen. So if the president orders you to get ammo and fire on Americans, it's not going to happen, right? Right. That's what I want to see. I need to see that. So, anyway. By the way, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, used his wives. He used his children, and he worked with his best friend and his best friend's wife, that's Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, to run an international organized crime ring for the better part of 20 years. And what it allowed Donald Trump to do, it was like two swords, not a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword is like a good thing. It was just two swords. Donald Trump wanted to, he had a lust for minors, and so do a lot of rich and powerful people. And it allowed him to build a book of people that he had video and pictures of, that he could just use that to extort them forever, and has. And that's how he got to this position. And like that purchase of Intel, the government's purchase of 10% of Intel, is a bailout of a failing company whose CEO is a major donor to Donald Trump. By the way, I'm the founder of the American Socialist Party. I just want everybody to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. I'm pro-equality and pro-union. That's right. Join a union. I work in finance, which basically is the wild, wild west, so I joined Working America. Join Working America with me. Have a great day.